Hello everyone, it's Darren from Movie Reviews 101. Time for another weekly roundup. First up is Divergent. Divergent follows the young teenager as she enters into the world where she has to choose a faction after a test that says she's divergent, which means she doesn't fit in any of the other groups. She chooses to join the Dauntless, the cool group, if you like, where they all focus on the bravery and the protection of the people. While in the Dauntless, she meets a bloke called 4, the number, not the god, and ends up in a rigorous training program which lasts about an hour and a half of the film. In the film, we see eventually one other faction try and take over, and only Trish and 4 can stop this happening. This is a very good built-up film. It could turn into something very good. I just don't really know how to rate this until we see the next film. At the moment I'm rating it highly because I believe the character development was very important here. This one got an 80%, but this could easily go down if the second one is not interesting at all. Next up, I looked at 1 Hour Photo. This is the one with Robin Williams as a photo technician who gets a crazy obsession with one family, including having a massive montage wall of every photo of their last 10 years. He even imagines that he's part of the family, but when he finds out that the husband has been cheating, he goes to extraordinary lengths to make him pay for what he has done. This is one of the most haunting performances you'll ever see on camera. There's nothing truly scary happening, it's just what he goes to. Why is he so obsessed with this family? You will never see a performance like this again. This one got an 88%. It is brilliant. You have to go and see this one. Next up, Vintage Wednesday, was Mrs. Doubtfire. This is the film about Robin Williams' character Daniel, who goes through a messy divorce, but he's determined to stay close with his kids, so he creates a nanny called Mrs. Doubtfire. She is the perfect nanny, and over time he learns of all of the mistakes he has made while trying to be just a simple dad that's fun. He also tries to stop his ex-wife trying to meet a new man, and in the end he gets exposed, but he's grown so much, and it's one of the best comedies of the 90s. I gave this one a 91%. It will always be remembered as one of Robin Williams' most classic films for the casual fan. Next up is The Raid 2, and this just follows Remy from the first one. Sorry if the pronunciations are wrong here. He enters into the undercover world to work for Uko and Bangun to try and get his revenge on Benjo, who killed his brother. If you've seen the first film, you know you're in for a brilliant action film. This brings a new level to that. It is truly a stunning action movie. It has pure action that will go on and on and on, but then there's also a decent storyline, solid storyline that follows everything that's happening, making every step accurate. It's not one of these silly popcorn flicks. It has to be watched by all the action fans out there. You will never forget this film. This gets a 96%, the best action film of recent years. Now I enter into my James Cameron weekend. First up is Abyss. Abyss focuses on an underwater oil rig team, who have to team up with the military to find out what happened to a submarine. And in the end they discover something that nobody has ever seen before. This really is a classic film. There is it looks at the idea that there's stuff under the water that we have never discovered. Instead of putting it something silly in space like a lot of these films do, we get to explore our own planet and see what we haven't discovered yet. This could well be James Cameron's forgotten masterpiece. Everybody knows how many brilliant, highly rated films he has done. This one, at 91%, really has to be given a proper watch. It is better than a few of them. The second part of this weekend is Avatar. Now Avatar, this is very disappointing storyline film. It's visually stunning, don't get me wrong, but the storyline is so thin and it just makes boring watch on a second time round. It feels like you're just watching a very glorified, overpriced Fern Gully. I really don't understand why everyone loves this film so much. I'm only giving it 70% because the visuals still win you over, but the story is just not to the standard I expect from someone that good a director. Next up is my Mila Kunis top 5. Number 5 is Rachel from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the love interest for our hero Jason Segel's character. Number 4 is Laurie from Ted, the long-suffering girlfriend who just wants a commitment. Number 3 is Theodora from The Oz and the Great and the Powerful. This one shows that she could play good and bad at the same film. Number 2 is Jackie from That 70s Show, one of the best sitcoms of the early noughties, one of the best characters in the sitcom. And number 1 is Lily from The Black Swan. What more can you say? That's stunning film, stunning performances all round. On the new releases in the cinema, we have Expendables 3. You know what you're going to get here. If you like it, you're going to love it. Next we have The Rover, which looks like a very interesting film starring Guy Pearce and Robert Pattinson. Don't question whether he's just going to be Edward again. We know he can act. Give him a chance. This looks brilliant. Next we have The Congress. This looks like a very interesting film about an actress who sells her image to become anything in a film, I believe it looked like. Can't say that's completely accurate, but it looked very interesting. Next up we have As Above, So Below. Don't know too much about this one. The title sounds interesting, but I'm not sure where to go with it. Then we have The Unbeatables. It's a bit late, it's cashing in on the World Cup. That was 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago even. Come on. Next week I'll be looking at my top 5 disliked films. This is looking at the 5 films that everybody raves over that I just don't like. What would be on your list for this? And also I'll be doing a double feature on documentaries. So which 2 documentaries would you pick for a film fan to love and watch? Thank you for watching, and remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, press the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel. This is Darren, thank you.